Hola. All right. CPI day. What a day. Pretty whipsaw action to start out the open. Normally national no trade day for me. I actually did take one trade leading into the session. It was actually kind of London session, I think, or maybe leading up to. I can't remember. But yeah, just it was a bad trade for myself. It was me kind of forcing what I thought was my strategy at the time, just because I had an idea of what I wanted to happen during New York session, and I had trouble letting go of that. So I was, still trying to see how it could work out. The one trade that I took was it was a 240, well, so initially 250, I think, and then I added 238 long on NQ, and that was during what was that? Yeah, just leading into London Open. So me thinking that London was gonna create another low, and we were gonna leave some equal lows here for New York. Then grind our way up, take out these horrible highs that were left yesterday, and then sell through. That's what I was wanting to happen. Hindsight 2020, what an obvious accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's staring you right in the face, and that's just even worse when you think about it. Just hurts to look at after, because yeah, my rule is I take a loss like that, especially a bad one, and I'm that's it. I'm already in the mentality of thinking of I want to get it back, so that is what lockout is for. As soon as you start to feel that urge, you lock yourself out. You say, "Hey, I'm not going to be thinking clearly today, so I better just go touch grass," as one of my previous mentors loved to say. And then, I just go to the gym. Personally, I just mentally clear myself there, and then I'm good for the next day. So, yeah, this is what I was seeing initially. This I'll just show you why it didn't work out, because it's nice to go. Initially I thought it was an outlier of my strategy, but I realized I just kind of forced it. So yeah, this is midnight. Midnight is a key open, of course. There was a small manipulation there when you compare to ES. If you look at it. Um, so you see after midnight opens, we go create this small. It's such a small manipulation. It's such a small SMT. So there are the two highs there. ES leaves perfect equal highs. So in my mind, I'm going, oh, boom, there we go. What does it line up with? It lines up with 240, or well, 4.5 lined up with 235, which also lined up with some buyers that scooped up around here. So I'm thinking, it might be that easy. We're getting into London Open. I'm thinking you might see one bounce kind of, and then retest London Open, and it just turned out that London just ended up dumping through. So that was a bad trade on my part, and initially I was thinking, like, how did that, is this just an outlier? But when I look at the SMT here, it's just it's really 10 minutes, and it's not between the hourly change. It's not sequential, so it's not enough of a difference, kind of. This is just like from two essentially 10-minute periods. Like, I want it to be from like a previous hour, a previous 4 hour to this, as far as the difference in highs or lows for the SMT. So yeah, that does not count as a valid manipulation. It was a higher high, and it did go down after that, but that just, at the end of the day, that's not a solid SMT. That's just me marking out like a very, very small one, and sometimes that might play out, I don't know, but that's what I noticed. It's not a sequential SMT, so it doesn't actually really count. And yeah, sure enough, just dumped through, and I'm left scratching my head there. And at that point, it's getting late, and I just I need to go to bed. So that was that. Yeah, and then we have this giant whipsaw action right at open. Definitely buyers, late longs that are fighting to keep this alive, and they're late to the party, and then you just get absolutely dunked on initially. Yeah, you just that initial whipsaw action is a lot. I did watch market open, and it was just brutal. I think just a strong bid off of 160, and then just strong down, and then you kind of have like a reverse, I guess, if you want to call it, like unicorn, whatever. But you just see kind of on the tape here, once this came in, it was basically over because the ES is still guiding the show, right? NQ is just so volatile right now because there's so much movement and rotation with tech. So it's just a lot of big buying, selling, and it's more stressful to trade. I would rather stay with ES. I've had more success in lower cortisol with ES, so I prefer to stay with ES if I can. If I get a very sniper entry on NQ, I'll take it. But yeah. So yeah, as soon as this, where was it? Yeah, 1K. So shortly after open, see about 10 minutes into open, 1K lot sold, on top of another one. I think it was 604 before that, and it's layered over top of some buys, obviously, right at open. But basically, once these sell orders came in, it just respected. And 6,400 was a key level to hold, specifically 6,390. And once 6,390 started failing, like that was kind of it. Could have just held short for a little bit. Didn't go that much lower. Just went 73, 65. So looking back on trading view, we do see it line up. So here's this larger manipulation I marked out again. 11. So this is from lunch hour, I guess, kind of a manipulation. But yeah, so it's 1 p.m. Manipulation, which you can still count that as a key open. It still produced a good move, and then it held the 0.5 after it, and then continued lower, and then started respecting these levels. So you could see it as a valid roadmap. This 2.5 year, just really what this was weekly open holding over and over and over again until we got into cash open New York, and then it just sold through, and it sold all the way down to my favorite. This hurt to watch as I'm locked out of my account to see it hit this 4.5, and then just full reversal from there. Yeah, again, what I was hoping for and what I was planning on in my kind of if this then that was I was mainly looking at NQ, I guess, because I hated these highs right here, these lunchtime highs. If you look at NQ, I mean, it's the same on ES, but just look at these. Look at that. There's no volume tail. It's just basically a block end and just heavy. And this is sometimes why these highs are highs, is because you have such a heavy pile in on one end, but this is not going to last. There's no nice distribution tail. There's no tail off of volume. This was just heavy limits getting filled and then selling to the downside. So yeah, I know these will get taken sooner than later, but yeah, this is why these highs lasted. But I was hoping it was going to be right away. I was hoping it was going to be we have 330 hold, and then that's what I was saying last video, and then we take those highs and then sell through. I envisioned, like I've said before, that New York will get the, kind of what we view as the big sell. And I initially just thought of, most when we're at all-time highs, a lot of these sell days, they're actually New York sell days. So it was hard for me. I mean, it still was a sell through New York. They still sold, but to see them, only catch like the later part, I guess it took London and then went down. Yeah, it was, again, obvious accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's your AMD model right there. But yeah, we have market open right now. It just opened. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. I did see a lot of call option activity for end of the week. We do have NVIDIA earnings end of the week. However, there's PPI tomorrow. What is Thursday? Oh yeah, retail sales. That'll be interesting. So, I think we trapped a lot of shorts down here. I'm not in love with these lows. I mean, I do like it on ES. That is a good low on NQ. Yeah, it was just messy how it went through this golden pocket area and then came and reclaimed. But hey, came up and reclaimed. Yeah, off the 3.5. So you mark out. This is a valid, manipulation, right? Let's go here. Yeah, so you see. So yeah, is it these highs? Where did it take? Oh, you know what? It actually did not take those highs. Oh, wait, what am I looking at? Oh yeah, there we go. There's the manipulation. Yeah, so key open, I'm looking over here at what highs it took, but we have just straightforward. You got pre-market, basically pre-market highs on NQ. Look how high up that goes once New York opens. And then same thing. So yeah, this is a valid SMT there, pre-market to cash open. Yeah, and then so mark that out, standard deviation. Yeah, I just, you know, would have preferred it just take, off the three. It looks like it made a move and then it just came down even further to test 760. Didn't have that level marked out in any way. Didn't I'm sure if I go back in the tape, there's probably an initiative buyer. Let's go take a look. Again, I'm looking at this for the first time, because I wasn't active basically all session today. So yeah, because I would have wanted 840 to hold. That would have been, that's an area I liked before to hold. So this did go a lot deeper, and that's what I mean with ES. Like, it's just sloppy. Like the bid is there, but it's just sloppy. It's not. It's going past the levels that should hold. So what did we say it was? Yeah, we'll just go 760. 743 was the actual low. Yeah, like nothing really. I guess there's these, but it just overlapped, and then once it stayed past there, it held. But I don't know. That's just deeper than I would have wanted to hold it. I know I would have been trying to enter if I were trading it. I would have been trying to enter 840. I guess I would have gotten a tiny little bit, but yeah, that would have come and take me out. So, but that created your SMT right there, and that is off of that's a 1 p.m. reversal, but starting in lunch hour. So yeah, that's a key open SMT. So this is valid, and it did actually react to a few of these as it went up. Yeah, the high of the day was the 2.5, so that makes sense right there. I think, yeah, so it's interesting. You see, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, I'll let it all play out into Asia and see what we have here. Ideally, would like there's a couple ideas here as far as what I would like to see. I think what would catch everyone off guard is, and not saying it's going to happen. I think it would catch everyone off guard if we saw another full sell, on news, maybe all the way down to here to retest 600 again. Oh my God, I would be so long on that if that happened. Yeah, yes, just straight up off open. But I think there is, the idea is higher. Basically, we hit a daily gap this whole way down, and now if you do inversions, yeah, we cleared this out, and then we inversed both of these hourly candles all the way down. Did hold the golden pocket there. So I'd just be looking for a retest of levels, and I would look for either 29.20 to hold, 28.970 to hold, or somewhere in the region of 28.900 ish area. That is the golden pocket for this area, and that would be my kind of continuation long idea back to all-time highs. And then I would love to see, honestly, a reversal from there. Don't know how that will play out. Yeah, I'm not gonna be too quick to take any trades off the gun. I'd rather just trade New York tomorrow rather than trying to get involved in something during Asia or London. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I don't think this is going to be anything special, but yeah, I do think we definitely. I know we trapped some sellers down there for sure. I saw it on options data, and then so it'll be interesting. We could see another just squeeze all the way up, and then possible, top. I would rather see what I think is most common with Wednesdays after we see a big move like this is we actually consolidate here, kind of maybe consolidate, make a low, and then actually start to move up. then we see Thursday make the high and reverse down. That's what I would anticipate. That's kind of what I imagine. So yeah, I would just be careful trading tomorrow, and even just during this Asia session after we see a big move like that, likely there could be some rebalancing down here. 160 area is, level of resistance for sure, and then all the way up to, I would say, yeah, like 250 area. That'll be interesting to see if that holds as resistance. 250, yeah, could definitely produce some resistance down to rebalance lower here. We'll see. These are all just ideas I'm throwing out. I'll have to take a look more in depth later, but yeah, I have no immediate plan on trading anything in this range. I would rather be active at the lows or at the highs. That's where I'd prefer to get a trade, just because I missed this expansion down. And I think, people are going to be chasing another large move directly today. Well, I guess Asia session going into New York tomorrow. And I think it could just be a little bit of balancing to then eventually, maybe towards the end of the session, move higher tomorrow. And then we see possibly a Thursday reversal back down. We'll see. Yeah, but trade carefully. I hope you guys all did well today, better than me. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.